My 33 meters wife, 34F, thinks I'm having an affair with mutual married friend, 33F. My wife and I have been friends with another couple for about 5 years. The wife, I'll call her Lisa, from the other couple and I became pretty close this past year. Last weekend and my wife and I got into a pretty good argument. She's been a bit pissed off about me working out of town and having an ever-changing schedule with it. This time she accused me of having an affair with Lisa. I was pretty taken aback by it. A. I've never cheated. I love me wife very much. B. I don't think I'd have the time even if I wanted to. I work a ton of hours. I do understand a bit of where she was coming from. Lisa, I didn't really hang out outside of the four of us meeting up until about last Christmas. And now we do quite a bit. Once every week or two. Last week was my birthday and I was working out of town. Living out of a hotel. My wife was at home. Lisa was bringing her parents sightseeing with her kids and was planning on staying in the same city I was working in. She booked a hotel a block over and called me to meet up around 9. We went for coffee while her folks took care of the kids. She did show up with a bunch of gifts and a homemade cake. Lisa had told my wife about her plan before coming down. But my wife seems to think that we slept together that night. I guess what I'm asking is, should I tell Lisa about this? Should I stop hanging out with her as this seems to be bothering my wife a lot? I'm disappointed that this may be the answer as I don't really have any other friends outside of work. But I don't want to jeopardize my marriage over it either. It's strained enough with me working out of town. I'm gonna pretend I'm your wife now to show you what's going through her head. My husband is working long hours. Frequently goes out of town. Naturally, we don't spend much time together, let alone quality time. And yet, he hangs out with a woman who was formerly our friend and now seems to be only my husband's friend. Yep. They banging. Dude. Seriously. The whole shtick with Lisa conveniently visiting the town you were at with her family and then leaving said family just to hang out with you and make your birthday extra special? Bruh. I'm pretty oblivious and give my man the benefit of the doubt, but even I would call it suspicious. All else aside, take a hard look at your relationship with Lisa. Since your go-to concerns were, should I tell Lisa about this, and, should I stop hanging out with her, I'm tempted to say you might actually have an emotional affair with this woman without even realizing. Figure it out and fast. Your actions now shouldn't be focused on Lisa but on your wife. Instead of asking, should I stop hanging out with Lisa? Quote, ask yourself, what kind of date my wife would enjoy? Or, how can I show my wife I love her and am loyal to her? Quote. If you're so strapped for time that it's impossible for you to cheat, but you're using your free time to spend with another woman, you may not realize it but you are having an emotional affair with Lisa. And to any outside observer, that late-night coffee was a date. Also, it's sus that Lisa went through all that trouble to get her parents to the city you were staying at so that they could babysit while she takes you out for coffee. But the real problem here is, how do you stop seeing Lisa alone without telling her how it makes your wife feel, because telling Lisa your wife's concerns adds betrayal on top of what she's already feeling and will undoubtedly cause drama in your friend group. But you absolutely have to stop spending time with Lisa alone. ETA. I'm still caught up on Lisa being in the same city as you for your birthday. How far away was this city that you needed a hotel but she felt comfortable enough taking her parents and kids for the weekend to sightsee? Like, if her parents wanted to go to this city, surely they could have found a local to show them around. And why wasn't her husband along? Also, if you don't have kids, hasn't mentioned any. Why couldn't your wife come along on this trip? With you or with her? I mean, I get it's for work, but even for just one night, I'm worried Lisa is more invested in your solo relationship than you are. So be careful as you end the private hangouts. Yo, WTF? No, don't tell Lisa about this. Why is that even a question? And how are you surprised that your wife accused you of cheating when she knows Lisa visited you at a hotel with gifts and a homemade cake? You've described something that very much sounds like an emotional affair. And the fact that you care more about how your time with Lisa will be impacted than how your wife feels speaks volumes as to why your wife thinks this. You need to take a long, hard look at this situation, dude. ETA. Why was Lisa in the same place as you with her whole family? Minus her husband? She wanted to take her parents sightseeing, but then dumped her kids on them to be with you? You don't see how weird that is? OMG, I also just realized you go out with Lisa weekly. Dude, why would you think this is okay? Your wife is defo gonna leave you if you keep this up. You don't have time to potentially cheat. You work long hours. You travel for work, all pointing towards you and wife not spending a lot of time together. Yet you have time to meet up with Lisa on a weekly basis? I understand why Lisa called you up when she was in the other town. You two have grown uncontrollably close. But the two of you going out to coffee and her parents, who primarily came to the city to visit, were left behind with the kids? You didn't think you could watch the kids while she gets her parents coffee or whatever. Edit. Also, this is happening on your B-day that she's celebrating. Imagine how wife feels, who can't be with you because of your work, but some other woman is having late-night coffee and cake with you on your B-day. Should I stop hanging out with her, as this seems to bother my wife a lot? Yes, absolutely. If you want to stay married, find other friends, and don't cross the boundary with them. Sounds like you and wife have been drifting apart due to work. If you spend the limited time you have available bonding with another woman, it understandably irks your wife. You're too busy to cheat, yet you meet up with Lisa once every week or two. Your wife is not comfortable with you guys hanging out so often that she suspects you're cheating. That's a sign for you to stop hanging with her so much. Respect your wife and stop hanging with her solo. What the fukik is wrong with you? You have no time to cheat and work long hours, but you have time to hang out with Lisa. Of course your wife going to get suspicious. You're out of town and suddenly Lisa is there too. You should not tell Lisa about this. This is between you and your wife. The situation seems super off from an outside perspective, and that's without the charged emotions your wife is feeling. It doesn't seem great you're spending weekly alone time with a woman when your wife is already upset with you being gone too much. Do you also take your wife on weekly dates? And why did you even start meeting Lisa alone instead of with your spouses? Lisa conveniently was in the same city as you while you were alone, and then left her family, who were the reason she was in that city, to spend time with you? And late at night, no less. There's really no way that doesn't sound suspicious as hell. If Lisa was that invested in you having your birthday celebrated, why didn't she help your wife celebrate with you instead of taking that on herself? Honestly, I don't think you should tell Lisa. You realize that would be betraying your wife's feelings to the woman she believes you're already betraying her with, right? I do think you need a hard stop on the friendship. It's not good for your marriage. Your wife is clearly uncomfortable, and boundaries are blurry lines at best at this point. Lisa and I became pretty close this past year. I don't understand how that happens if you already work a lot of hours. Where is the remainder time going to be able to become close to the wife of another couple? When you four hung out, when is there one-on-one time for you to hang out just with her over and over to become close? And where is the time to meet with her every 12 weeks? Why not meet your wife? The vibe I'm getting from you is, I'm a good guy who would never hurt my wife. Let me prove it by having a close friendship with someone of the opposite sex, and when that line is finally crossed, even if it's her coming on to you, you will say something like, I can't understand how this could happen. I'm innocent. I think your post is trying to convince yourself. Reinvest whatever time you are spending with Lisa on your wife and your problems would be solved. God, please let my husband never be this dumb. No, you should not tell the other women how your wife is feeling, thinking. That's between you and your wife. Geez dude, no wonder your wife thinks that you're having an affair. Yes, make some other friends. Buddy, if she is showing up at your hotel with presents and cake, you need to back TF up. She is after more than a birthday blessing. Honor your wife's feelings if you love her like you say you do. And your comment about having no friends? What is your wife? My dude, your wife is probably drafting up divorce papers with her lawyer as I type. Should I tell Lisa? Yeah bro. Tell the other woman that your wife is already suspicious about your marital problems. That'll solve everything. As you typed all of this out, especially the bit about Lisa just happening to be in the same city as you on your B-day and instead of spending time with her parents, which is why she went to the city in the first place, she shows up with cake and gifts. It never clicked in your head how all of this looks shady as hell. I feel bad for your wife. Do better. If I were your wife, I would definitely think you were having an affair, and just reading this post actually makes me doubt that you're not. You work too many hours but can make time to see her weekly? And then she books an hotel room? Very suspicious. If you can make time for a random woman, you can make time for your wife. Or to make other friends for that matter. Maybe you're not having an affair. But based on everything else, I would still think that Lisa is angling towards starting one. If you haven't already. And now you're thinking of telling Lisa about this? Yeah. No. Can definitely see why your wife thinks you're a cheater. Wow. Yeah, I don't blame your wife at all for thinking that. For someone super busy, you sure have a lot of time to hang out one-on-one with another woman. And if you don't see it, you gotta get your head checked out. And no, don't tell Lisa what is a private argument with your wife about her. I swear. Men. Honestly, your poor wife. So you're spending your free time with another woman weekly, who comes to see you on your birthday in a hotel. She came to see you at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. You are not meeting your wife's needs here, as she clearly has been communicating with you. And instead of making an effort to be more present, you choose to become close with another woman. And your first instinct is to tell her about what your wife told you she thinks is happening with your marriage? You honestly want to pretend that you don't see why she believes you're cheating? Look, if your wife was doing what you did, would you approve? Be honest with yourself. Being around a person that is showing you affection other than your spouse can lead to unrequited feelings that can manifest into something bad. Don't put yourself in harm's way. If you can't hang out with her in your wife's presence, then don't. Respect your wife's feelings and prove to her that she's all that matters. Lisa may have undisclosed feelings for you, so be aware. Also wanted to add that it seems you don't spend enough time doing things with your wife while you're spending time hanging out with another woman. Does this seem right to you? If your wife was spending time with Lisa's husband once a week instead of with you, when she was always busy working otherwise, how would you feel? You can't be that daft, mate. Why are you spending alone time with another woman? Another married woman. Birthday gifts. Cake. Late at night. Where's her husband? Something ain't right. Be honest, my guy. Did you just make this post to cover up the fact that you're actually cheating?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.